Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next movie review for Halloween month. And I think it's high time I finish with the Scream movies, because long ago I only did the first movie, which I enjoyed. The first Scream film is classic. I really always enjoyed the first movie. The first one is always the best, especially in this franchise. But I think it's now high time I finish the franchise with the sequels. So leading up with Scream 2. Now, Scream 2 released, since the first one was a big hit. It came out the next year, since Scream was a big hit when it came out in December '96. So this came out a year later. And this film came out, and it was a much bigger hit, made more money than the first film, and this is still the highest grossing one in the franchise. Made over 172 million worldwide, and so worldwide it is the highest grossing one in the franchise. But I think But not in the U.S. though, because I think number 6 made the most money in the U.S. But wish we didn't need a 6 though. Which I will also say though, Scream 2 I thought was kind of it was a step down from the first one. I think it was, but yeah. So overall, I could say I'm not really big on Scream 2. But I can still say, though, I like this better than Scream 5 or 4 or 6, because those films piss me off more, especially 5 and 6. But I can still say this is my it's one of my out of the ones I also say it's better than Scream 4, 5, and 6. I'll put it that way. But I still am not overall big on the first movie, second film. Why I say that. The first Scream film is the best one. It's a classic too, which especially had much likable characters, especially with Neve Campbell, David Arquette, Courteney Cox, Jaime Kennedy. It was a lot of fun, Skid Uric as Billy Loomis. We all go a little mad sometimes, and Matthew Lillard, he was fun too. But Scream 2, like I said, it's a step down. Like there were some lines of dialogue, especially for jokes, I didn't think it was funny, and especially a couple of things that pissed me off in this film. Especially straight out, I'll say this straight out though, I did not like when they killed Jaime Kennedy off. That's one big thing I have with the film. I did not like when they killed off Jaime Kennedy. I think that was a mistake, on whether it's on Kevin Williamson's part on the script, or Wes Craven, whoever. But I didn't like when they kill off Jaime Kennedy's Randy in this. I think that for a guy who's an expert on movies and all that stuff, though, I think they made him kind of stupid, because, which I'll get to though, but that's one of the big issues I have with the movie, is they kill off such a likable character like him, as Randy. And some of the other cast members I overall did not care for. Other new additions. You have Sarah Michelle Gellar in this, because as a college student, because at this point now Neve Campbell, Sydney Prescott, she's in college, and Sarah Michelle Gellar plays a classmate of hers. And I didn't really care for her character, honestly. I like Sarah Michelle Gellar though. I like her. Which the same year, 1987, she did the same year of I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I liked her better than that in that film than this. But I didn't really care for her character in this film. Even when she got killed, when she got killed by Ghostface, I didn't really care. Jerry O'Connell, I thought I liked him better than some of the new cast members. He was supposed to be Sydney's new boyfriend, and then he ends up getting killed off. So that's another one that I did not like at all. And but I'll get to more on that stuff though. But Yeah, overall, I was not really big on Scream. I'm overall big on Scream 2. I think it was a kind of like a step down, like a lackluster sequel. Now, Scream 3, I think improved better. I think Scream 3, that one gets more hate. I think that one gets more hate than the most hated in this franchise. You know, I think Scream, to like critics and people, I think Scream 3 is the most hated of that franchise, which I don't get though. Scream 4, 5, and 6 are to me are the worst. I think Scream 3 is a kind of a bit underrated. You know, I think it's a lot better than those sequels. I think it's better than Scream 2, honestly. So, but I'll get to Scream 3 though. So, and the film got a lot of praise. I think this film got 82% Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't get though. But it did make the money. Plus, this came out the same month as the time when Titanic came out. So, this film made money just before when Titanic was the massive hit beforehand. But anyway, it's a year later, and you have these two college students seeing the next Stab movie. You know, a sneak preview of the next Stab film, and it's based on the events of the last movie. And you have these two. You have this couple. We have one is played by Omar Epps, and you have Jada Pinkett Smith in this. You know, she is right there before she's a complete asshole. You know, I don't like Jada Pinkett Smith anymore. Fuck her. You know, with her and just with Will Smith and all that stuff. I mean, especially she's such fucked up. You know, because the whole Smith family is fucked up. You know, not because Will Smith, the whole slap of the world with Chris Rock though, but with Jada Pinkett Smith, you know, with the whole thing, there's the thing with her, with her son's friends, and like, she's fucked in the head. Yeah, especially fuck her son, Jaden Smith. You know, okay. To me, he has no talent. You know, the only thing he was decent was when he started his father in Pursuit of Happiness because he was a little kid back then. I give more leniency, you know. But After Earth, fuck After Earth from M. Night, you know, of course. The Kung Fu Kid, fuck that remake of Kung Fu Kid. Yeah, because it's not the Karate Kid, it's Kung Fu because they're teaching Kung Fu instead of karate. So it's the Kung Fu Kid. That's misleading. So they also basically now fuck the whole Smith family. But anyways, her and Omar Epps. They're the couple in this theater. Omar Epps goes into the bathroom stall. He puts his head against the wall of the stall, stabbed through the head. And a lot of people wearing the ghost face mask, so you know who's who. And Jada Pinkett Smith, she gets stabbed. Because now when I think of it, now it's like, yes, please kill her, please. But she gets stabbed. She goes on the stage, and people are thinking this is a publicity stunt, and until they realize when she finally drops dead, it's not. So, and then it's on the news, and this is where Sydney is now in college, and she has a new boyfriend, Derek, played by Jerry O'Connell, and she has some new friends as well. And she gets talked about this reporter by the name of Debbie, who's played by Laurie Metcalf from Roseanne. You know, who played Jackie from Roseanne. She's in this. And so this whole thing now they're talking about with Randy. You know, yeah, he's talking about with sequels and all that, right? Because he's the movie guy, remember? And so then the other survivors, of course, with Cindy, but also with Randy, and also get Dewey and Gail. And then you have Liev Schreiber, who's had a minor role in the first movie, but he has a bigger role in here. And then, although I think that I didn't like him when he get killed in the beginning of the third film, though, but still he comes back. He's more larger role in this as Cotton Weary, and he's trying to get fame from trying to get some fame, you know, and because of Billy and Stu framed him for the first movie, and so Then it's the part later on. The one thing leads to another. This is where we get to when Sarah Michelle Gellar gets chased by Ghostface, and she ends up getting killed. She gets stabbed and then thrown off the balcony. Which honestly, I didn't really care about Sarah Michelle Gellar's character. I mean, I like her as an actress, but people like I said, I liked her from I Know What You Did Last Summer. And, people probably don't like her when she played Daphne from the Scooby Doo films. I never minded her playing as Daphne from Scooby Doo. But she gets thrown off the balcony, and then later on when Gale, Dewey, and Randy, and Gale's cameraman, who's the cameraman's name? Oh, I know I've probably seen this guy before who plays the cameraman. Gale's new cameraman. Dwayne Martin. Yeah, Dwayne Martin is the cameraman. And so Randy gets a call from Ghostface. And so Gale, Dewey, they're all trying to check people who are holding cell phones, trying to find who's the voice behind who, right? So they're asking Randy to stall while they check everybody's phones around the area. And this is what I thought it was completely stupid, and I hated when they did, I mean, Randy, he's a smart guy, knows about films, but then he doesn't have the brains when he can't even watch his surroundings, like his back, because he's at the cameraman's van, and Ghostface pops up and stabs him to death, and I hated when they killed off Jamie Kennedy, because I thought he was one of the best parts of the first Scream film, and I liked his character, and I hated when they killed him off. I'm sure that kind of pissed off a lot of fans of that character too as well. I think that was a mistake on writer Kevin Williamson, and maybe even probably also a little blame on Wes Craven as well. Mentioned that before Randy get killed, before when they were in class, right? And Timothy Olyphant, from the TV show Justified, he was the bad guy in Die Hard 4, which to me he'd be the second worst villain in the Die Hard series behind the villains in the nothing villains in the fifth one though. But Timothy Olyphant, which I did not mind him in the Crazies remake. I thought he was kind of decent in the 2010 remake of George A. Romero's The Crazies. But he was a lame villain in Die Hard 4. But he got a lot of praise from critics and people from when he started the TV show Justified. But I thought he was a shitty hitman from the movie Hitman from the video game. I thought he was a shitty hitman. He just looked awkward as a hitman with his shaved head, I don't know why. I thought it was awkward looking for him. I think I did not mind him in the... I did not mind him when The Getaway. The Getaway with Steve Zahn and Mila Jovovich. But he's a character named Mickey. He's also another new guy that was also in the movies. And I forget how the way it went because you get the stupid scene where you have Jerry O'Connor. He's dancing on the table, right, and he's singing. I think it was the nod to Top Gun. I think it was. Did I miss? I thought I haven't seen this movie in a while though, a long time since then. But did it like that song was mentioning Top Gun? I forget though. But I know there was a stupid thing where they correct, they from the quote from Aliens, the famous get away from her, you bitch, right? I think they say it because they're an English class. They think they try to make a proper pronunciation called "stay away from her, bitch." I'm like, if you can reference Aliens, you're gonna screw up one of the most badass lines in film history. Say it properly. Don't try to alter it. Goes. I think you're in English class, so say like a proper ladylike sentence. I'm like, no, it's get away from her, you bitch. You do leave it at that. And they're saying it as a joke, and it was a lame joke anyway. I think it was not that funny. So, but anyway, after Randy gets killed, which that was completely stupid, Gail's cameraman, he leaves. And then with Dewey, he wasn't really... David Arquette, he hasn't really given him that much to do. I mean, it's like in the first film, he gets beat up, and then he gets stabbed later on, but somehow he survives, or like how it was in the first movie. He survives stabbing in the back, and he gets stabbed in the back once again, and he survives. And he isn't really overall given much to do. And then you get this whole I forgot how this whole thing went. I mean, there's this whole weird thing with Jerry O'Connor, like this whole mob goes and grabs him and they tie him to a cross. I've never understood what the whole... Maybe I don't know. Maybe people are going to tell me I understand, but it's just like this whole mob just goes and grabs him and they tie him to a cross on the stage where they do their plays, whatever. And then you get this car. Was it I think it was a car chase from before, but I think that a friend of her, Sydney's friend, gets killed. And then ultimately, basically later on, just gets to the stage. We get where the killer reveal is Timothy Olyphant, and then you get a second killer was Laurie Metcalf, which turns out she was a fake name, but turns out she's the mother of Billy from the first movie. You say how you killed my son, all that stuff. I'm like, why you want to talk? Your son told Sydney in the first movie that you left her and abandoned her because of your husband was doing with Sydney's mom, and that's why you left and abandoned your son. So I'm like, you're gonna want to talk, So you want to get revenge of your son because you... The whole plot, but one thing is to know that she goes and shoots Timothy Olyphant. And when Jerry O'Connor, he used to come down the cross, he's bad-mouthing the killers, which... Well, I like that, though, but then he gets shot and he dies, and that sucks. Then he gets hoisted back up. And... Neve Campbell gets in a fight with Laurie Metcalf. Not much of a fight, though. Then ultimately, when seemed like that she gets shot in the head, and even the same thing with Timothy Olyphant, we think he's still alive, and then he gets getting shot in the head, because you remember, if the killer is dead, you have to shoot him in the head. And so when then, like I said, Dewey survives his wound again, stabbed to the back again, and Sydney talks to Courteney, and I guess he basically gets rewarded for helping out Sydney. But overall, yeah, it's just Scream 2. I wasn't really big on, I mean, like I said. The two big things I didn't like when they killed Jerry O'Connor off. I thought he was a likable character, and especially the biggest kick to the nuts, was killing off Jamie Kennedy's character, Randy. That was a big kick to the nuts. Sarah Michelle Gellar's character I didn't really care for. Timothy Olyphant as character I didn't care for at all, or Laurie Metcalf. I'm like, oh, she's the killer. And we barely saw her for like maybe 2 minutes. Oh, she's the other killer. At least there was a better explanation of the killer in the third film, though. But I mean, a score by Marco Beltrami. Maybe it was a bit better. The score is better in the second film. But yeah, but as for most of the cast members, I mean, David Arquette, Courtney Cox and Neve Campbell, the three main trio, they did the best they could in this film. Like I said, David Arquette, he didn't get much to do other than gets beat up and gets stabbed in the back again. But I mean, yeah, I wasn't. To me, it was a step down, lackluster sequel. But I mean, at least I think that's why I think Scream 3 was an improvement over the third film, over the second film. Like I said, I think Scream 3, which I have right here, is the one that they say the one that people hated the most I don't get that. To me, I think it's a lot better than Scream 2, and let alone Scream 4, 5, and 6. That's why I think this one's a bit underrated. So at least with the killer's motivation behind is makes more sense than this. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Scream 2. I mean, yeah, and Wes Craven, at least he did better with Scream 3, but sadly, the last one he did was Scream 4 before he passed away, and that was shit. So yeah, but to me, the whole entire series, I mean, the first Scream film is still the best. You know, to me, it's the best one, always has, because it made it turn because. Well, the whole thing with the movies and all that stuff, it made the film unique at the time when it came out. It was unique. It was, like, refreshing and different, and with likable characters, and that's why Wes Craven did a really good job, you know, and that's when, but that's why the film was a big hit, and that's why this film came out the next year after. Oh, I forgot to mention, another character I forgot to mention, so it shows how forgettable this character is, David Warner, which in the same month, in the same year as this film came out, he was in Titanic as Billy Zane's bodyguard, Lovejoy, which he passed away last year. David Warner. He was also in a little role. He was in the original Omen. He was the Reverend that he got decapitated. He got a minor role in John Carpenter's in the Mouth of Madness. He was the guy who was seeing Sam Neill in the insane asylum. Yeah, David Warner, but he's probably known for starring in as the bodyguard Lovejoy in Titanic. Yeah, but same month in the same year as Scream 2, but he's the guy who was doing like the teacher, professor, or doing the play thing, which shows how forgettable his character was. But David Warner, yeah, rest in peace in him, but he was in a nothing minor role in this, which I think he put. I'm not big on Titanic either, but at least his character was at least better than the nothing role he had in this. Even though it was a minor role, though, but still. But that's my thoughts on Scream 2. What wasn't big on, so that's why this one's kind of like a rant on this one. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my next movie review on Scream 3. We'll see you next time on the next one. Later.